The TruStitch stitch regulator gives you consistent stitch length regardless of your speed or movement of the quilt. These are the TruStitch components. First, place the right plug, according to your country, into the power adapter. Connect it to the receiver. Then plug in the foot pedal. Then plug in the machine cable. Then plug in the white controller charging cable and install the other end to the TruStitch controller. With the machine and the TruStitch controller turned off, connect the cable to the machine foot pedal port. Secure the connector by turning the screw shafts. Decide where to place your receiver. You can place it underneath the table. You can place it on the side of the machine. It comes with Velcro to attach. Plug into the surge protector and turn the units on in the following order: the machine, the TruStitch receiver, and the TruStitch controller. A blue light will be seen on the controller while it is charging. When that light disappears, the controller is fully charged and ready for use. The receiver has 3 indicator LEDs from left to right. The left LED flashes red while it is powered on, but not connected to the machine or the controller. The middle LED lights up yellow when the controller needs to be charged. It turns off when charging. The right lights blue when the unit is powered on. The controller has a flashing white light that flashes only in low light conditions, such as when it's under the quilt. This helps you find the controller. The light shuts off when the controller is in full light. The second light turns yellow when the controller needs to be charged. It turns blue during charging and turns off when the controller is fully charged. Let's review the touchscreen options when the TruStitch is installed. You should have already confirmed your HQ Suite 16 is compatible with the TruStitch. Do this by pressing More, then System Info. C-Pod firmware should be 3.17 or later. Once the machine is powered up and the TruStitch receiver is plugged in, the machine will recognize that the stitch regulator is installed and will display on the screen. In the manual mode, you have access to the preset stitching speeds and other features that are standard with the Suite 16. By pressing the regulated mode, the button changes the display to show the stitches per inch, section, and the cruise percentage. Increase the cruise to 10% and the stitches per inch to your desired length. The HQ Suite 16 table overlay covers the entire table with a slick surface that allows the quilt sandwich to glide. It also covers the gap where the machine is set into the tabletop, allowing the TruStitch controller to operate in the area behind the needle without interruption in stitch regulation. The TruStitch controller tracks the motion of the controller across the table. For proper stitch regulation, always keep the controller moving with the fabric. You can place it on the right side or on the left side, depending on your comfort. Place the controller on the table, place the fabric over the top. You'll see the indicator light, so you'll be able to find it under the fabric. Move the fabric from left to right, forward and back in a circular Do not spin the fabric. This will create a buildup of stitches. Forward, back, left to right. Place the crews to 6 or 10%. Tap your foot pedal, bring up the thread, and start stitching. Holding onto the controller, move the fabric. The stitches are regulated at the length you set. Now let's change the stitch length to a longer stitch length. And notice the difference, 7 stitches per inch. Notice how long they are compared to the 12 stitches. It's your preference on the length that you desire. Look how nice and even those stitches are. Now let's move the stitches up to 18 and the crews up. We'll move it up to 24. And now let's do some micro quilting. So this moves your needle faster, but it still keeps your stitches at the same length. This magnet enables you to quilt hands-free without holding onto the controller through the quilt sandwich. Place the controller on the table just outside of where you wish to place your hands. Place a magnet on top of the controller and on the top of the quilt sandwich. Now place your hands next to it and free motion quilt as usual while keeping your hands close to the controller. The controller will move with the quilt sandwich, regulating your stitch length. The coaster enables you to quilt close to the edge of the quilt without losing stitch regulation. Fold the fabric, clip the coaster into place. Place the controller into the coaster. Free motion quilt as usual while keeping your hands close to the controller. The controller will move with the quilt sandwich, regulating your stitch length. You can combine using rulers with the TruStitch if you use the coaster. Notice how you can adjust your rulers, not having to hold on to the controller. This button on the screen is an on-off button that you can use rather than using the foot pedal. You will love the stitch quality TruStitch achieves on your quilts.